Hey guys, Zari here. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday morning. It's 9:29, almost 1 minute before the open. This is the Three Sisters on the daily chart. NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. You can see that we are essentially trading at or near all-time highs on all three indices here. And we have an inside move so far relative to yesterday. That's yesterday's high and low, and we're inside of that. Same on the S&P, that was the NASDAQ, and of course over here on the Dow, a similar situation, but a bearish bar for now, a bearish candle. And so we'll be watching to see how this thing opens in the next few seconds, 30 seconds now left, and then we will see where we go from here on the New York Open. Just looking at a couple of things. Let me take you to the 30-minute. You'll see the prior day's high and low right there. You can see how we are almost dead center on all three of these relative to yesterday's trading range, right? And again, that's about to change as this new candle starts in 4, 3, 2, and boom. There's the new 30-minute candle, and there's the new 1-minute candle with the 1-minute open range indicator. You can see those little pink lines there, top and bottom. That will set in about 45 seconds and will be the 1-minute open range that will stick and stay for the rest of the day, and then we'll watch things from there. Guys, I'll be cutting out dead air and sideways grinding action, non-teaching moments, things of that nature to keep this video nice and tight. But we'll see if we can get a little trade here today, this morning. Who knows, right? So I'm not really here to trade. I'm here to make money, and that means looking or being open to optimal setups only. I'm interested in maintaining a relatively high win rate, and that means avoiding losses as much as possible, but not completely. We never will, and I've had quite a few lately compared with what I normally have, and that's because of the nature of the price action, and every model goes in and out of favor, and there's no escape from that. This is the second 1-minute candle. Now, look what we have here, divergence, right? Dropping down on the NASDAQ, and again, very small, this is the micro sense, right? But dropping down on the NASDAQ, rallying on the Dow. We'll see how this pans out. Let's go over to the power grid. Let's look at the 30-minute charts there, shall we? I'm going to remove this zone. That was from the pre-market. That has been obliterated at this point, and this is what we're looking at now on the NASDAQ, and here on the S&P. Let's take a look at that one. I'm going to shift this zone up just a little bit above those bodies. Nothing wrong with doing that. That's what this is all about, making these adjustments and dancing with the market. This one here, I'm going to leave that there for the time being. Wait for this background to load up. Very slow. There it is. And you can see that changing background color is the New York session. I'm going to put you on pause now, guys, and bring you back in if and when we get an opportunity here. Be right back. Here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. Sell stop order right here, right below this candle. You see that there? Right there at the bottom of that prior candle. Stop, and I'm in, guys. I am short. Stop above the session high as usual. I'll be right back to change those markers a little bit. All right. Just going to expand this a little bit so we can watch it a little more closely. I am short the Dow. That's my actual entry right there. This is a 1-minute chart. My primary target is 1R, but I'm going to see what we can do with the other models that I track. Oops, the 1.5R and 2R. This is what it looks like, guys, very quickly for those who are new. There's 1R right there at the prior day's low, and there's 1.5, and that's 2R. So I'll put you on pause, guys, and we'll see how this thing pans out. We'll come back and discuss this trade in more detail. I'll be right back. And target 1 has been hit, and so the 1R all or nothing trader has left the game with full profitability. The 2R move stop to break even at 1R has now moved their stop to break even, just like this, because we've hit 1R. And so they will either get a break even or a 2R and nothing in between. And now we're going to sit and we're going to wait and see if the 1.5 and 2R all or nothing trader is able to profit fully from this as well. It's taken a while, guys. This is a 2-minute chart. I had to move to a 2-minute to divide the number of candles in half because we're getting so full here on the chart. Entered this trade at around 9:30 2 or 3 or so, something like that. And we are now at 10:45 almost. And so we're getting towards the lunch hour. You know, we're not there yet, obviously, but we're getting closer. And we'll see how this pans out. But this is an interesting trade, guys. This is a trend continuation trade. The trend being from before the New York session. Let me just show this to you by putting back on the EMAs that I had on earlier. Exponential moving averages, of course. We see we have this configuration coming in here in the pre-market through Asia and then Europe. We have a 9 below 21, very bearish in terms of posture on the 30-minute chart. So you see that we have a low, then we have a lower high, and then a lower low and a lower high, and then dropping down into the open. When we spiked up right on the open, when you watch this here live with me, we spiked up and immediately put an aggressive, almost a vicious topping tail and drove back down again, breaking below the open range. That's where I entered. The low of the session, of course, the session had only opened up for about 2 or 3 minutes at that point, but you get the idea very early on here in the session. The three sisters were in agreement, but let me take you over to the 30-minute chart here for all three. And what you will see is that there's, again, this is the Dow with that bearish posture, sequential wave downtrend in through Europe. That was not the case for the S&P and for the NASDAQ, right? We had a bearish posture here, but then we got pretty darn bullish here before the New York Open that was here. We moved into a bullish configuration on the moving averages. We did the same sort of thing on the S&P. So the Dow was already coming in weaker for whatever reason internally. Earnings coming out today, and there are quite a few. Don't have to know why. All I know is that there was this bearish posture significantly weaker than the other two when we saw the other ones also reject on the open. NASDAQ actually was selling off on the open, if you remember. Then I was quite happy and willing to flip the coin and take a southbound trip here, potentially on the Dow, and that's what we're doing here. And again, this has been a grind, guys. We went back into the open range, no risk of being stopped out or anything, but it has been a bit of a grind here. I'll put you back on pause, and we'll see if we can get the more extreme targets of 1.5 and 2R. But the primary target has been met, and this is a profitable trade. And target 2 has been hit, and so the 1.5R all or nothing trader has left the game with full profitability, and now we're just waiting to see if we can actually get all the way down here to 2R and get all 4 models nice and profitable. We will see. It's been a grind, guys. It is now 11:20 and entered this near 9:30 or so, just a little bit after. I think about 9:33, 9:34. I'll be back. And there it is, guys. Finally, all 4 models fully profitable here today. 1R, 1.5R, 2R, all or nothing. And the 2R move stop to break even at 1R because we never came back to break even. Thanks for being with me, guys. That was quite a grind. It's almost 11:30 when the European markets are all closed. And I entered this right near the open. Appreciate your support. Thanks for clicking the like button. Thanks for saying hi in the comments. Maybe we'll see you again this afternoon for another trade. Who knows? Been sluggish, been slow, but there might be another opportunity. Take care, guys. Talk soon.